Are you gonna greet the stream?
Hello. Hello, everyone. Mr. Throlin got first. Let's go, Throlin. And then that old guy got second and sent some mutts. And Fasher got third. That old guy says, hello. That's not me. That's an imposter. No way. That's crazy. Alright. You're fighting him?
Uh-huh.
How could you fight him like this?
It's just what it came to. Ugh. I don't like these odds.
You got this.
その程度か。
邪魔もあり。よし。
それけ。遊んでやろ
う。始めよう
か。甘い。
作戦をね。心が痛い。お前の筋肉が足りない。
遊んでや
ろう。ナイス。面白そうだ。
作戦覚悟はいいか。
それ準備はオッケー。油断させて。ほら。
Ooh.
What?
These last odds will show if I win or not. So see, it has 2/3 of being grass and 1/3 of being fire. So I don't know if I should go.
Coach,
It's all or
yes.
nothing. Dang it.
Oh, Stra.
学園一のハンサム。
Okay, well, explain what we're doing today.
Well, of course, even though we missed his time-limited event, we'll be returning to Camp Vargas to see what happens. We started
the first
it.
Camp Vargas.
Yeah, we started it, but we never finished. So we're gonna be doing that today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Riveting stuff.
Do you remember what was happening in Camp Vargas?
Yeah. What about you, that old guy?
I could use a refresher.
Look what the Roland said.
Okay. Both of y'all's Christmas presents came in today. Throwing. That's epic.
I'm very excited. All right, where do I think it's in the archives.
式典服はナイトレイブンカレッジを象徴する。
Wait, no. It's here. Ooh.
The Fairy Gala. Camp Vargas. You know it.
So, they got all of the athletic clubs on campus, like their equivalent of Quidditch team. the track team, the equestrian team.
Yeah.
I think. Wait, is Malleus in this one?
I couldn't think of what to get you since Mud stole my idea. How could he? How could he?
And so, they kind of Vargas kind of started them off with like, you split into the different tasks and you have to complete all these different tasks so you can get a Vargas coin thing, which will be given to you if you are judged adequately having completed the task. So like setting up the tent was one of them.
Yeah.
Going into the like mine and getting a magic stone.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot what the third one was.
Cooking a
Fishing?
mushroom?
Oh, yeah, it says. Oh, I was wrong. Oop. So I think the tents was before, and then I messed everything up.
You kind of did. Ruggy's back.
Okay, so it says firewood gathering, fishing, and magestone mining.
Okay.
And then each time they tried to do their task, then the fairies would get mad at them, like the nature fairies, and so they'd fight them. And that's where we left off.
Okay. Gotcha. Makes sense, Codes?
Blue shorts.
Bastra could probably use some new blue shoes since she's running around all the time. All Sonic-like, you see.
I read it as shorts.
Shorts.
Wait, I don't think I've had blue shoes.
You should.
Isn't that the only thing you wear? Because you're, fast?
Yeah. Sonic has red shoes, though. They're called soap shoes.
Oh, what about Shadow? Does he have red shoes?
I think so. They kind of.
Does any of them have blue shoes?
I think Knuckles has green. His shoes have some green on them.
I'm gonna look it up.
All right, we're going into a very short rest, and it's called That's Hardcore.
Check Discord when you get the chance. I'll show you what I got both of them in a second. Oh, that's crazy, Throwin'. Or should I say that's hardcore?
The Amy wears blue shoes, and so does Tails.
Oh. Where's this story taking place, that cookie guy?
In the dwarf's mine in Lakeside. Now look at me.
Oh yeah.
Blub blub. Blub blub. Blub glub.
He turned into that because they're having trouble getting fish, and so he's just like, I'll just go in and get it.
Yeah.
Here's some more fish. How many is that now?
Oh, nice fish.
Actually, whatever. I'm done swimming.
Is it gonna turn back to a human?
Wow.
Dang.
You must have caught over 50 fish. Thanks for making the rest of us look like chumps, reeling in one at a time. To mention you caught them with your bare hands and just tossed them on land. That's hardcore. Yeah, it was pretty boring to me. Fish in this lake are pathetically slow. Going after small fry is a waste of time.
My time.
Waste of my time. How can I feel the thrill of the hunt if none of the fish are worth chasing?
A conversation with yourself.
Well, hey, at least you got our Lakeside Challenge in the bag.
No, our designated chef just needs to clean and cook them. Right, I'll handle that.
We're counting on you, Jamil. Make it a meal to remember. After I snagged all those fish, you better not just stick them over good.
Okay, sure. I can make something nice. But I'll need more than just fish if you want a full-blown meal. And it'll be your responsibility to gather the extra ingredients.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
You get what you wish for. I'm going back to camp to prep these fish. Okay, we'll head for the mines to help look for mage stones. Floyd, Ace, you're in charge of foraging for wild plants. Edible ones.
Fine, I guess. Better be one watering meal. Don't disappoint us now.
Yes, I got it. See you soon.
Oh, let's get to it. I'm gonna look around by the lake. You take the woods, Krabby. Okay. I have no clue which I'll answer, Edible. I'll find much on my own. Lloyd's surprisingly into this. I'm sure I'll get enough for the both of us. After spending all day setting up camp and fishing, I'm finally got some time to myself. Nobody will notice if I'm pretending to forage. I'll just find a nice spot to chillax. Did something just move in the grass? Whoa, birds! Geez, don't scare me like that. Grim would never let me live it down if he saw that. One of them? Only once. Stupid birds. They're murdering me.
I've never heard them make this sound in the game.
Ooh.
Dwarf's Mine Forest Road. Thought I heard something. Oh well, whatevs.
To be continued. Unlocked.
The tough guy act. Very, very short. Vargas Day 1 evening.
Dwarf's Mine campsite.
The sun has officially set! Time's up! Do y'all happen to be by a lake that perhaps crystal-like? What? Vasher, what is Throlin talking about?
The location that this is taking place.
Oh,
You can't see it, but
let's see how you did. Friday the 13th reference.
oh,
I missed it, Throlin.
I was wrong.
I missed it.
What's Friday? Is that the one with where there was like at the camp?
Maybe.
Jason.
Yeah, I only saw the first movie.
What
I forgot
happened
the name of.
what happened at camp?
They're all there. And then people were dying, and then the mom was pretending to be the son who drowned. But then it turned out he was like in the lake and he looked all weird and scringly.
Of course,
Scringly.
Jason Mud Voorhees. I did not know Mud made that movie, and he starred in it as well. That's incredible, Rowan. When I call your club, tell me how many Vargas badges you earned. Scringly! Equestrian Club! We've earned all 3 badges.
This is throwing right now.
That's throwing.
Yeah, he's real tired.
Yeah.
He had a hard day.
Yeah.
Which one is Mud?
This
One?
one.
Track
Vargas is
Club!
mud.
That one's kind of got ears, so it could be him.
Oh, we got all 3 too.
Basketball Club! Me as well.
I like that
We
voice.
admittedly squeaked by. And last up, Spell Drive Club. 3, of course. All right. Looks like you made it through the day and achieved your objectives. But considering you were all working to the last minute, it was hardly a slam dunk. I'll be announcing the next challenges tomorrow morning. Be warned, you ain't seen nothing yet. Normally, I'd say to get plenty of rest so you can be fresh for the long day ahead, but the forest fairies will be trying to put out your campfires all night. So, make sure you keep watch till morning. Dismissed! We don't talk about today's route in those driveways. Mud set me up big time with that route. Oh, yeah, I forgot that he gives you your route, too. Of course he gave you that one. I'm sorry you had to go through that throw-in. But good job.
Yeah, like when he like sent me a video message earlier, he was like so out of breath because he had to really rush to finish on time.
Oh, jeez. Throw it. Come with me, record keepers.
Huh? Where are we going?
I'm staying in the cottage.
I keep expecting you to go, squeakity squeak, squeakum, squeakum, squeakum. Or the poison is chosen especially to kill Cusco. That poison?
I know what you mean. You'll be setting up your tent right next to it.
I hadn't thought about where we'd sleep.
Oh man, we're sleeping near Vargas.
Hello, welcome.
Oh, hello, Yuki and 19. It's Twisted Wonderland time. Come in, grab a seat, grab a blanket, and listen to the voices of Twisted Wonderland. The pain my legs and ankles went through today is beyond me. Holy moly, Throwlin. I can only just imagine what that pain is like.
And we gotta hike over there and rig up a tent at this hour? What a drag.
No need to worry about any danger. I'll keep a watchful eye as I crush my reps.
We don't need you creeping over our shoulder. How about you give us a hand instead?
Hey, Floyd, have you seen Ace?
Or
You are the most muffled person in this whole stream.
That muffled guy was crazy.
Nope. What are you asking me for?
We're doing good, Yuki-an.
Oh, yes. I'm
Oh,
good. I'm good. How are you? You were both tasked with gathering ingredients by the lake. But only you came back. No audio right
Oh yeah,
now, but...
he wasn't at dinner, was he?
Hi, Aru. Hi. Who up twist in the Wonderland? Me. I am.
Oh yeah, he wasn't at dinner, was he? I didn't even notice.
No, he's that muffled guy.
What?
So
How
try
come?
again. It was totally not picking you up.
He's probably just goofing off somewhere. Sounds fun, actually. Maybe I should join him.
You still got energy after all that swimming around? Well,
Uh,
too bad. You're not skipping out on campfire duty.
Looking like a Zool now, sea snake.
I'm beat. Like I can barely keep my eyes open. Today was more strenuous than our usual practice. Okay, let's figure out our rotation for guarding the fire so we can hit the hay. I did not finish book 7 yet, but I know what happens because I saw it all on Twitter when it came out on the Japanese server. And I can't say spoilers, but
Right.
but you know, the thing about
Just be prepared.
the last name thing that makes me so happy. But no elaborating. No spoilers in this chat.
I see. That muffled guy equals that mud guy. I think the dots are connecting on this one. Mud,
Uh-oh.
what do you have to say? Sebek, what's the matter? I deny everything.
Cookie
I
guy.
fully expect Silver to doze off, but not you.
Apologies. I'm partly worn out from today. But I don't normally burn the midnight oil either.
And might I suggest you go rest in your tent?
But what did
Guard
you do
over the
with
fire.
that old... Oh, sorry. What did you do with that old guy? Oh no, there's an army of muds. Oh no, we got stick amethyst also. Oh man. I see. Well, I hope you'll enjoy it when you continue later. Oh, Mark.
Yeah. Currently, I'm at Deuce's Dream, so I'm almost there.
Nice.
On the English server. Can you read this line, Dat Cookie Guy?
Woof. And might I did read it. I can read it a second time. Then might I suggest you go rest in your tent? I'll stand guard over the campfire.
Are you sure? You must be exhausted as I am. I don't think I can do the Vargas event. My card's still too weak. Oh, you can. You'll get there. You'll get there.
Just a second.
That cookie
Yeah, I just
guy?
finished this stage 4, the Pomfiore. I just finished that map.
I'm fine, truly. Roughing it is nothing new to me. Would you take Silver with you, though? His blatant snoring is infuriating.
All right. Come on, Silver.
Did I nod off again?
You did. Let's get back to our tents. Sebek can take over from here.
Everyone's tuckered out. You must be tired too, Apple. You should get to bed.
Apple is not the one to do that. He was not in the Playful Land event. He was in the Glorious Parade.
Is it Ruggy? Isn't he the one who goes,
No. He was also not in the Playful Land event.
He's kind of similar to him, though. He has some similar features. Thank you. I will try my best. You got this, Yuki-an. Like Throlin said.
My advice, if you don't already know, is to have a healer on your team, so then it's less damage that your whole team has to take, because like their HP doesn't reset after each battle, so it's like if you were playing Pokemon and you couldn't go to the Pokemon Center.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. You're doing the past events, the camping ones. Yes. We're doing a throwback event. Faster found it under the throwback tab. No. I'm wide awake.
Hey, no need for the tough guy act. We're gonna be working way harder tomorrow, remember?
I'll stick it out a little longer. I can't do it. Faster, you do it.
Like with a K sound and then shh.
If you insist. You got the heart of an athlete, don't you? Sure wish you could share some of that with a certain guy who just ducked into his tent without a word.
Who? Oh. Now that cookie guy and his character match. Use 3 gems.
Well, bad news.
Yeah.
We have like 10 minutes.
20 minutes.
And I'll squeeze you later. A very short rest. I guess day 2? Way too early.
I don't have a healer yet, just attack and defense types, but SR Silver is a balance type. I see.
Yeah, I only have one, and it's the SR Leona from the Playful Land event. And he's like maxed out. I made him level 90, maxed out his spells and his friendship levels and everything.
Nice.
Dwarf's Mine campsite. Dinner bell.
What's going on?
What tarnation?
Apple!
What's all that racket? And why won't it stop?
No idea. It just started all of a sudden.
That's you, Cookie Guy.
Isn't that the guy? It was that guy from Nightmare. Anyway, rise and shine, boys. Rise and shine, boys. Time for your next challenges.
Still gathering more spells, books, and honey first, doing lessons every day. Nice.
Good.
Keep it up, you can. Roland says,
Yeah,
sounds like Mud waking me up in the morning. Wow.
Aww.
Can't believe Mud does that. An alarm? Yeah, of sorts.
Yeah, every 2.5 hours, and your LP fills up.
Yep.
Oh, it's a ghost banging out a frying pan. What time is it anyway? If the sun's not risen or shining, how come we gotta be?
Good morning, everybody. And what a fine morning it is.
And I want to go back to sleep.
Sleeping bags don't make the ground any softer. I don't feel rested at all.
Sheesh. I knew you kids lacked muscle, but you apparently lack manners too. When I say good morning, I expect a proper response. I'll slug anyone who doesn't give me one. Let's try this again. Good morning!
Good morning, Coach.
Coach. It's too early for.
It's more every 10 minutes. Mud will slightly push me further off the couch, but I guess it's his couch I sleep on at my parents'. Aww.
Of course, Throlin, of course.
You didn't know that Mud owns the rights to all couches?
Yes. Okay, here are your challenges for day 2. There are 3 of them again. First, survival. You'll need to brew potions in case of an emergency. Go out and find a lantern blossom. They grow in the area and are used in potions to help heal cuts and scrapes faster. He owns the rights to sleep on my legs, not take up the couch. Ha, I see, Throlin. I see where you're coming from. It's his couch.
Give me a sec.
What are you working on, that cookie guy?
I was trying to figure out why the stream itself was behind for me on the chat, and it couldn't get up to the ones you guys were reading, so I had to restart it. Anyway, lantern blossoms, they're quite rare. Lantern blossoms, they're quite rare if memory serves. This is already a more difficult task than anything we did yesterday.
What is the continuity for this? Hello, Barum. Welcome in. How you doing? I think you work today, right? Hey. Let's go, Throwin. I'm a confused little guy. Second, sustenance. When catching your own food, you must also be aware of its environment. There are giant catfish in the lake that prey on the smaller fish. Catch one!
There's catfish in the lake? I didn't see a single one when we were fishing yesterday. We'll need a strategy to pull this off.
Third, education! You'll need to utilize a more practical knowledge of mage stones today. Go back into the mine and get another stone. But this time, I want an even larger one. Your stones must be about 2 cubic centimeters and weigh around 7 grams.
That's specific. Man!
The one yesterday was hard enough. Now we gotta go bigger. Wanna go home.
OMG Shaggy. Once again, you have until sunset. Day 2 of Camp Vargas begins now! Arnold from the Magic School Bus Energy. What do you mean Shaggy? Which one's Shaggy?
I say we send most of our members into the forest. Lantern blossoms are exceedingly rare.
Agreed. They grow in small quantities. We'll dispatch as many people as we can.
That voice was Shaggy for a second.
All these challenges are pretty tough, but I'm thinking I'll start at the lake. Catching catfish is too hard for beginners.
We've got the woods, the lake, and the mines. Where should we start?
Why don't we split into 3 groups? Freshmen can have first dibs.
In that case, why don't we do the one?
Sorry.
Why don't we do the one that's the toughest workout? It'll help us in the club.
There's so many characters. Yeah, you gotta keep track of them.
You actually want to work out more? You got muscles for brains or something? You're one to talk. If you're so tired, why not take a little nap? I'll handle everything. Unlike you, I've got energy for days. Hey, I'm not tired. I'm raring to go. Digging into rock walls was pretty taxing yesterday. Let's go with the mines. That's better.
Man, so sleepy.
Hey, silly. Little shrimpy. Got a sec?
Huh? What's going on, you two?
Have you seen Ace? He never came back to camp last night.
I don't think so.
Ah, okay. Well, this is Ace we're talking about. He's probably ditching work and hanging out in another club's tent. Do you hear it? Or no?
None, since I'm only listening through Discord.
Barum played Miko. Miko sang my name, but it was kind of quiet.
Aw.
And then Brum said, "What does this do? Do I hear what?" It was really quiet, but it was a sound effect. A sound clip played. A voice clip.
I got a message from Abby if you see him. It's gonna squeeze you later.
I'm giggling.
Pass it on for me, would ya? Go on the flip side.
Where's Ace got to now? Oh well, we're gonna be doing lots of rounds today. Maybe we'll run into him.
What game is this? Fascia, would you care to explain?
Twisted Wonderland. It's really epic. I highly recommend it. It's like the Disney villains, but they're twisted into anime men. And they're really cool.
Especially Lilia.
Yes.
It's a game. Yeah, it has like fighting and lessons and exams and a guest room you can decorate and music game, rhythm games. Pomfiore.
Oh wait, I did.
All right.
Oops. Okay. Wait, now I'm gonna beat him.
I thought it
real
was a
quick.
TV show. Wow.
Yeah, they just made an anime for it.
いい度
When
胸
was the
が
last
終わ
time
り
we streamed Twisted Wonderland?
A while ago. At the beginning of the Jade wedding event.
Oh yeah. Let me check when that was.
よかろうふむ
作戦を練ろうじゃないか。決まったな。
泣いても
お前には筋肉が足りない。
いいだろ、インサクちゃん。
作戦を練ろうじゃ誰にも邪魔はさせないぞ。俺に勝てると思ったのか。
Yeah, the 12 days of Mario. Me and that old guy's trip. Oh, November 21st. So a whole one exact month.
The campfire.
Wow. All right, since that cookie guy needs to go to bed, we can pause the story there and then hopefully start earlier next time. So then we can read more.
Yeah. I liked the Fairy Gala event. It was really pretty. I remember that one. I liked it too.
Which one? The one with the nice ortho or the one with the nice Leona?
Nice ortho. We love to read. You know it.
Oh. Because see, in the very first one was with Leona.
Oh.
But the one that you and me read was the one with the nice ortho.
I see.
Alright. I need everybody's luck.
I give you my luck
All right.
extra.
What about you, Duck Cookie Guy? Do I have your luck?
You do.
Luck! Good luck, says Yuki-Ann.
Okay. We got lots of luck. We want it to turn gray when the coffin opens.
I give you Hanukkah luck. Love and luck.
Alright. We want it to sparkle and to open up gray. Mud and throwing luck. Alright.
Grab on the altar. Oh.
No.
Not gray.
No. Why is it Jamil Central? No! Jamil, stop!
Wow.
He's taking all the slots up.
Wow.
Jamil, why would
Why'd you
do
get so many of him?
Okay, maybe he's just not happy because we haven't finished his event yet. So he's like waiting.
Yeah.
We'll do one more poll tonight and then
Okay.
wait, let me see.
Luck again. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Mess it up.
So we have until the 30th to get him.
Okay.
So, but we'll try one more time tonight and then we'll try again after we read his Camp Vargas.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Vargas! Woo!
Woo!
What is this?
Uh-oh.
That was the worst poll in existence.
It was awful, actually.
Aww. Vargas, you're mean.
Where's the luck from this morning when I picked the shiny
君も同じ
Pokemon
式典服
card?
を持っているだろう。
He
It
did?
was a what?
じっ
It
と見
was
た
a
りして飽
wonder
きない
pig.
のかい？
Nice throwing.
Plastic.
Vargas is mean.
Ah,
You got it right. Stick amethyst. Well,
maybe
fashion.
he also wants like a teacher to be there, to be my partner.
Oh, yeah. Katy Perry, Perro waking up in Vargas. It writes
What?
itself. What does that mean?
Look, Cookie Guy, this is the character you're thinking of. He is very small, and he has a big hammer and a little hat. You see?
What's his name when he's not dressed like that?
He's only dressed like that. This is his only appearance. He was in the Playful Land event, and he never had a single line of dialogue.
He did. It was,
That was Bob's just kind of interpretation, but he never actually said that in the dialogue box.
my favorite line of dialogue. Oh,
Justice.
can you give us one?
Okay, who should I have? Cruel or Train?
Train.
質問かね
Good.
ルチウス今日の肉球の調子はどうかな見せてごらんなんだね
You gotta do one pull for him.
See, I don't want to have a gray space. I need him.
Oh. Do one
I
more
hate
pull.
gray space. You see, I was able to fix that by obtaining this guy because I didn't think they'd have a second rerun of the Glorious Masquerade event. But now
They
they
did.
fixed that. But now I need to fix this.
Come on, one pull for Professor Train. You have to see if switching it to him works.
Okay, this is the last one because I need to save my resources also for Overblot Malleus, which is about to come out.
Oh. What is his
I've-
name?
Vargas? Train? Like Trein, not Train.
Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
Was it?
No more. No more.
Okay.
That was mean and saddening.
I know.
All right, guys. I must bid you adieu.
Okie
もう
dokie,
こんな
that's
時間
gonna
か
be that. Thanks for coming to the stream. Even though we
つい
didn't get
食
to
事
read,
を忘
we'll
れてし
hopefully
ま
get to read for longer next time.
うよくないと分かってはいる
We got this. We're gonna do it.
All right. I look
No,
forward to it.
remember, if you find yourself at Camp Vargas and you're struggling to even keep up, that you take care.
Okay. Doo-doo.
Good night, y'all. And remember, your mental health matters as always. Throw in. See you, Throwin. Thanks for coming by. See you can.
Deuce's English voice actor is streaming.
What's his name?
Hunter McCoy with 2 Y's.
Hell yeah. I would summon again, but I'm gonna save my other tenfold.
Alright, I'm gonna rate him.
Yeah.
Hello? Are you there?
Oh my gosh.
This is Sarah?
For the raid?
Nice.
Welcome Christmas Bob. How was your stream? What were you streaming? What were you streaming? What were you? Thank you for the follow, Fastra. Oh my gosh. Oh, I could save a bunch. Yeah, everybody. Hi, Raiders. I'm if you're new here, my name's Hunter. I'm a voice actor. I'm in Stock. I'm in This Was Wonderland anime. You were fun streaming some Camp Vargas dubbing. Were you dubbing it? Were you like live dubbing it? That's awesome. Or dubbing like, dude, that's awesome. Fantastic talent. Christmas Bob dub. You just want you want me to gamble so bad.
I'm getting followers faster.
Oh,
You see the gotcha
Luigi's gone off several times already.
Rainbow. Okay.
I'll have to see who they were.
I'll say like note all these. Also, thank you for following Christmas Bob. If I gamble, I can be on this again, on Idia, so that it can like at least build towards my pity and stuff. Save and produce. I thank you for the follow, Yali Rancher. True. That's true. Pity does not roll over. And it's only for a few days. Let's just do it. Why don't I just do it? Why don't I just buy a bunch?